So glad to have you with us. We have breaking news that we want to get you know as soon as we come to air here. There is this bizarre twist to a cold case that has now been solved after more than 4 decades.
43 years after police found 18-year-old Deborah Miller dead in her apartment, they have identified her killer, 68-year-old James Vanest. And if that name sounds familiar, it's because officers actually shot and killed Vanest during a SWAT situation in North Canton last month.
Yeah, we brought that to you when it was happening. Annabelle Childers is live in Mansfield now. So Annabelle, walk us through how they finally cracked this case.
Well, the Mansfield police chief says the department decided to reopen this investigation in 2021, aiming to take a fresh look at all of the evidence here. And doing so, they established a DNA profile that matched James Vanest, and he was actually living in her apartment, in the apartment of Deborah Miller at the time of her death. Now, I want to lay out some of the details of this case. April 29th, 1981, 18-year-old Deborah Miller was found brutally beaten in her Mansfield apartment. Officers described that scene as extremely bloody. They believe the murderer used pots, pans, and oven grates to kill her. Now, for decades, the case stumped detectives. But when a Mansfield detective and DNA analyst decided to reopen this case in 2021, they established a DNA profile found on multiple pieces of evidence that matched James Vanest. Detectives then conducted 2 new interviews with him, one in 2021 and another in June of this year.
Detective Butler felt that Mr. Vanest was trying to create an alibi by justifying his DNA being present in the apartment, even though Detective Butler had never breached that topic. Mr. Vanest also admitted to lying to investigators during his first interview in 1981. Mr. Vanest ended the second interview in 2024 before it could even begin.
Mansfield police say a few weeks after that second interview, Vanest sold his house in Ohio and fled to West Virginia. He was arrested by West Virginia officials on weapons charges, but he bonded out of jail and ultimately headed back to Ohio. This November, ATF agents attempted to arrest Vanest for federal gun charges at a motel in North Canton. That interaction escalated into a huge SWAT situation that briefly shut down the freeway and triggered lockdowns at local businesses. Now, Vanest shot a Canton SWAT officer, and then Vanest was fatally shot himself. Now, police say that evidence makes it clear that Vanest was the killer of Deborah Miller. Obviously, they say this does not make up for that life that was lost, but they're hoping that these answers provide her family with some closure.
Yeah, and we hear the bells there behind you. Just want to let viewers know we're not trying to, that's not music from us necessarily. We just wanted to make that clear. But Annabelle Childers live for us from Mansfield. Thank you so much, Annabelle. Appreciate it.